Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. I'm LP Marshall, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play of Resident Evil Remastered HD. This is the PC version. I do also have this on Xbox One, but because of my new graphics card, I can actually play the PC version and get true 60 frames per second, which is so much nicer. But the game does play exactly the same on consoles if anyone wants to use this as a guide, which is its intention. I recently purchased Resident Evil Remaster as a present for a friend of mine, and I suddenly thought about it. I don't think he's actually played the game much, if at all. So I thought I'd actually time this Let's Play perfectly. His birthday is on Tuesday. I actually sent him the gift earlier. I don't know if he's actually started playing it yet. If not, he'll be waiting till his birthday. And it actually, by rights, providing I get this edited and uploaded in time, this should be released on his birthday. So if you happen to see Gully in my Twitch chat or anything, be sure to wish him a happy birthday. But enough said, let's go ahead and start our new game.
Evil.
Actually, I'm going to go back a second. I need to check something. Audio. Yeah, that's still fine. I had to turn the game audio down because I'm using Shadowplay and it wasn't picking up my microphone loud enough over the game. So hopefully that should still be alright. I actually already did a test recording.
Resident Evil.
Plus we get to hear that voice again. Resident Evil. I am playing on widescreen with the original tank controls and subtitles on. These are all personal preference. If you want to play in the original 4x3, then obviously you can. The alternate controls is basically you'll go whatever direction you're pushing on the joystick instead of tank controls where you push forward to move and tilt it left and right to turn left and right. But, you know, OG tank controls are the best. Just saying. The alternate controls are there to help new players though. So if you are a new player, it might be worth giving the alternate controls a go. You might get on better. Now another thing that new players get confused by is this. This is your difficulty selection screen. And basically what they are is climbing a mountain is your normal difficulty. Going on a hike is easy, and taking a walk is a new feature for Remaster. This is very easy mode. If you're a new player, I would suggest easy mode. I think with very easy, you're gonna have those training wheels on a bit too tight, and by the time you've played it and tried different difficulty, you're gonna be a bit overwhelmed. So I'd say give easy. If you're struggling on easy, then give very easy a go. But I'm gonna be playing on normal difficulty. I've clocked many hours on the GameCube and Wii version of this game, and a fair few on the remaster. And I'm going to be starting off with Jill, and then I will be doing Chris to show off like what Chris does differently, how he plays differently. Because there is differences to the characters, which I will explain a little bit later on. So we're going to play as Jill Valentine. Didn't start my recording timer. Somewhere looping is laughing at me.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone, situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Haven't found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris!
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare.
Peekaboo.
This way. Damn it! Make for that mansion!
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
What is this place?
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no! You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
What was that?
Chris?
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
All right. You two go. I'll secure this area.
Stay sharp. A dining room.
Alright. And we're in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, you just met Barry Burton, the #1 character from the entire Resident Evil series. We love Barry. He's the best. And if you want to understand more about why we love Barry, go back and play the very original Resident Evil, because it's even better there. He's great in this game, but original Resident Evil 1, Barry is the best. But right, yes, we're now in the game. Obviously, you can see there's an item here flashing at me. This is an ink ribbon. You get 3 of them per lot, and they are basically the save mechanic for the game. You'll find typewriters like this in certain areas, and that is basically how you save. You need an ink ribbon to save, so you do have a limited amount of times that you can save, so use them carefully, but always try and make sure you can pick some up every now and then. You will get plenty in the game on normal difficulty.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
What is it?
Blood. Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not Chris's.
Not quite sure what he hopes to find out by examining the blood. You know, unless he's going to pull out a forensic kit from somewhere. But take note of the emblem above the fireplace. We are going to need that later on, but we can just leave it there for now. Item management is very important in this game. So we're going to head down here in search of clues. That is a face that really did not need to be made in HD. Yeah, let's run away from the zombie. Congratulations, you've encountered your first zombie. But you do want to run away from it, because...
Barry!
What is it?
Look out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of it. What the hell is this thing?
I found Kenneth killed by this thing. Let's report this to Wesker.
So, I'm going to tell you an interesting story about this zombie here. You could have actually fought him when we encountered him. And, you know, he'd have probably taken about 8 or 9 bullets before he went down for good. Then we'd have come back here, that cutscene would have still played, and Barry would then shoot it with 3 magnum shots, which typically, a magnum will one-shot a zombie. And now this guy took 3 of them. Oh, and then he also gets up and leaves and goes back into that corridor where you can then go shoot him again, taking another 8-9 bullets tops. And even then he's not going to be dead. He is the toughest enemy in this game. Watch out for him.
Wesker! Jill, help me look for him. Let's not leave this hall.
Good idea.
Basically, all the game wants you to do here is actually just run up the stairs and run back down. Yep, we searched thoroughly.
Barry.
Any luck, Jill?
No, nothing.
When stars investigate,
What's
they
going on
investigate
around
hard.
here? I can't figure it out.
Same here.
Chris and now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay then, I'll try the door on the other side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot. It's a lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
Right, so Jill gets the lockpick as a special item. It doesn't take up an inventory slot, it'll be in that little slot in the very top right hand corner. Basically, she will keep this through the entire game and it will allow her to unlock certain locks.
Thanks. I may need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall. Got it?
Okay.
Right, so the cutscene Terran said about how we're going to go over here and check the door on the other side. Well, it lied. We're not. If you go that way, you're not going to make much progress. We actually want to head this way first and follow Barry into the dining hall. And I know this Let's Play is probably going to seem a bit different to my usual Let's Plays. Being a lot more, probably professional about it and trying to explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. But I do want to aim this a bit more as a guide for new players. How you doing? This is your corpse of your comrade, Kenneth. It looks like he's holding something. It's the film that belonged to Kenneth. I need a video player to see what's recorded on it. Well, we'll find one of them later on. But yeah, obviously with this, it's not so much new anymore, but obviously it was re-released for next-gen consoles and stuff and that, so a bunch of new players were introduced to it. So, there's going to be some people out there that do not know how to play this game. Found some extra bullets, you're always going to need them. And then we have also found some green herbs. These are your healing items. When you take damage, this is what you'll use to recover your health. There's 3 types of herbs. There's green, red and blue. And I'll go over which one, what each one does as I find them. The green ones, though, are basic healing. Alright, so next corridor we're in, I like to call this the yellow hallway of death. This is not a nice corridor. I really don't like this corridor. It's one of those corridors. But if you run quickly past that zombie and stick to the corner, he will miss. Sometimes he won't even trigger and he'll just stare at himself in the mirror. But you want to pick up this golden arrow. And then the game's just going to explain to you about examining the item as a hint to the fact that you should examine this item. But we're going to do that a bit later. Right now, we're going to work on avoiding this zombie. So what I'm going to do is get him to activate. And I'm going to keep doing this until he goes to lunge, misses, and then you can run past. That's one of those things that you are going to have to just practice is going to help you get good at that. It's usually pretty easy to pull off, but it does take a little bit of practice to get the timing right. So now, what we're going to pick up there is a dagger, and as you'll notice, it didn't take a inventory space. There's a file that just quickly explains defensive items for you, but basically, as long as we have some defensive items, if enemies grab us in a certain way, it has to be a grab attack, then we can use the defense item to avoid taking any damage and release ourselves from the attack. Right, but now that we've got that arrowhead, we want to head back into the main hall and go through this door here. A lot of players miss this door. It's usually very hard to spot. It's easier now on the HD Remaster because you can actually see it, but on the GameCube and Wii version, it was actually a hard door to spot. Right, what I'm going to do here to make this next section a little bit easier is I'm going to lure this zombie up the stairs. Now, if you notice, his arms are going down. If the zombie is on a different X-axis to you, I think it's X, it might be Y, but basically if they're on a different height to you, such as being on the stairs, they can't actually grab you. But what they will do is try and puke on you, since they can't grab you. I'm going to lure him all the way up to the top there to give me some time to do what I need to do. Now stay to the right here, so as right as you can, and then you won't trigger that zombie that's over there. Just chilling to the side by himself. So now we're going to examine this arrow, and it looks like the arrowhead can be removed. And we need to use this here to actually open the secret stairway. What I'm also going to do real quick is I'm going to unequip the pistol. You actually run faster if you don't have a weapon equipped, such as the pistol. You can equip the knife and still run at the same speed as I am now. But basically any gun will slow you down. And we've come down here just for this book. The Book of Curses. So, let's give it a read. Hello. There's a key embedded on the back of the cover. Will you remove it? Yes, because that is what we wanted. That is our first mansion key. And now that we've removed it, we can actually read the book. Book of Curses. The Four Masks. A mask that speaks no evil, a mask that smells no evil, a mask that sees no evil, a mask that cannot speak, smell, or see evil. When all four fall into place, evil will awaken. That is basically your clue for what you need to do next. And you'll see there's 4 pedestals here which play into that. But for right now, we're just going to head out and get back into the mansion. And hopefully, that zombie I lured all the way to the top should not be here. Because what the problem is the camera angles here can really mess you up with it, and he can cut you off there. But I got lucky with it, as well as a bit of prep work beforehand. Right, but now that we have the key, we can actually start making some progress. So, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to examine the key for you. There's an engraving of a sword. Each key is going to have a different engraving and stuff in that to identify which sword it is. And this is obviously the sword key. If you come across a locked door that requires this key, there will usually be an emblem etched onto the door as well, so you know which key to use. But I'm going to go ahead and unlock this door already. We don't need to go that way right now, but it's good. Once you use the key in all the doors you can unlock with it, you can basically get rid of the key and it no longer takes up inventory space, which obviously is a good thing. Jill fortunately has the advantage of the fact that she can carry 2 more items than Chris. So, if this is your first time playing, I would recommend playing as Jill first. Her story's a bit more easier with basically the fact that she can carry more. But she does have less health.
Barry.
Oh, Jill. Got any good news?
Other than I'm still alive in this madhouse? No.
Can't say it's much safer here either. We'd better secure our escape route first. There's gotta be a back door somewhere.
All right then, let's split up again.
Hey, hold on a sec. Look what I've found.
What?
A can of fizz. It's sure to yellow and mellow those things. It's yours. Hopefully you won't have to use it.
Alright, he is given acid shells.
What about you?
Oh, don't worry. I like the buddy system we have here.
I see. Thanks, I'll take it.
See you later.
Ciao.
Ciao. That still bugs me. You would not say ciao. You know it, Jill. Right. As you see, I've still not really equipped my pistol. I don't actually need it right now. Once again, we're going to follow Barry back into the dining hall. We're still not really going through those double doors. We went through there just to unlock that door there. We're actually going to go off and unlock another door. Now, you don't have to unlock this door, but if this is your first time playing, I would recommend it in case you need to use it. Because you won't really need to use this door until much later on. So if we run up here, we can see the zombie that Barry shot 3 times with a magnum and still didn't die. I'm actually going to lure him all the way to the end of the corridor. You can dodge him the same way I dodged the one in the yellow hallway of death. But if you're new to this, this is probably going to be your best bet. If you lure him around here, and make sure you're ready to kind of run away, he should turn. And if you kind of get it right, you can do that slightly better than that. But he didn't grab us, so can't complain. But you can actually run past him and get over here. Now, all the way down here is a door that I wanted to unlock. Now, I don't actually want to go into there. That leads to a kitchen, which Jill does not need to go into right now. We will be in there later, but we'll actually be entering from a different door. I don't know where that zombie is. Unfortunately, it would actually be easy to dodge this. Oh, I had a chance to actually dodge him then, because he walked into a wall. No, I'm going to have to lure him to the stairs. If we actually go into the kitchen and came back, he would reset his position, and it's much easier to dodge him that way. But it also causes another problem. So I'm just going to lure him onto the stairs, so I can get by him without any problems. Whenever you can, be sure to use the stairs to your advantage. They are so helpful. Right, but now that that door's unlocked, that leaves only one door left to use this key on. And it's actually the direction that I want to start going. So we're going to head back into the main hall once again. Like so. Back up to the second floor of the dining hall. Now, you probably saw his shadow earlier, but there was a zombie up here on the balcony with us, but he's on the other side for now. He will actually move later on. Use the sword key. There's no further use for this key. Discard? Yes. Always say yes if it tells you that. You have no reason to keep the key, and it just takes up space. But now that we've used it everywhere and that, we no longer have to worry about that key and where it needs to go in the future. It's always good to use a key as much as you can, and get rid of it as soon as you can. Just ignore him on the stairs, and head down into here. That zombie on the floor there, don't worry, he is dead. He stays dead the entire game. Right, but we have now found our first safe room with some beautiful music, which when you've been playing for quite a while can be quite a sigh of relief. So what safe rooms usually have is an item chest like this, which is where you can keep all your stuff. So first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the survival knife. You really don't want to be using the knife unless you're doing like a knife only run, which we are not. I'm also going to put some of this stuff away that I don't need. Those ashes will come in useful later on in the game. We don't actually have a weapon to fire them from at the moment. And I think that's everything. I'll just go to explain this. F8 sprays are a complete full heal. If you are in danger and use it, you'll be back to max health. However, as any other classic Resident Evil game, they will affect your overall rank and stuff. And I'm sure there's achievements and stuff as well for going through the game without using an F8 spray. Basically, you do want to pick up the odd F8 spray, probably every F8 spray if you can, as backup. They are always good to have as backup. You know, it's better to have a lower rank than to die and start all over. But don't use them unless you have to. I'm also going to put that green herb away. I don't need to carry 2 with me. It's always good idea to keep 1 healing item with you, usually just a green herb or something. And then I'm also going to take out the ribbons, because we are going to save very shortly. but right next to the typewriter is a file. Special instructions for the disposal of dead bodies. We have new information regarding those beings. They may appear to be dead, but in fact they are able to come back to life. However, there are ways to prevent them from becoming active again. Currently there are 2 known methods to cease their resurrection: incineration and destruction of the head. If further methods are discovered, you will be notified immediately. Meanwhile, to those who still have the will to live, oil has been placed on the first floor of the mansion. Take as much as you need. You'll need something to light it with, which you will need to find by yourself. And that again is just hinting towards a new gameplay mechanic that was introduced in Remake, but we don't need to worry about that right now, but keep it in mind. As you noticed, I haven't killed any zombies yet, and we will explain why. But for now, we're going to go ahead and use the typewriter and save our progress. You don't want to save too often, as I said, you do only have a limited amount, but for recording purposes, I'm going to save here. So I'm going to call it an episode there. It's probably a little bit short, but I think this is the ideal place to leave off the first episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have any questions about this game, be sure to leave a comment and let me know, and I will get back to you when I can. And I will see you next time. Hope you all have a good day.